The city of Chicago is mourning the loss of Officer Krystal Rivera, a 36-year-old member of the Chicago Police Department whose life was tragically cut short during the violent confrontation in the Chatham neighborhood on the city's south side. Rivera, a mother, a dedicated officer, and a respected member of the 6th District Tactical Team, was fatally shot late Thursday evening, sending ripples of grief and urgency throughout the community and the broader law enforcement sphere. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office formally identified Rivera, whose service and sacrifice are now etched in the city's history. According to statements from Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling, delivered during a Friday morning press conference, Rivera was emblematic of the department's best. Describing her as young, vibrant, and a hard worker, Snelling emphasized Rivera's deep commitment to her role in policing, her drive to serve the public, and her unwavering determination to contribute to a safer Chicago. Her death represents not only a personal tragedy for her family and colleagues, but also a painful blow to a department already navigating the complex landscape of urban crime, public scrutiny, and internal reform. The fatal incident occurred around 9:50 p.m. on Thursday when officers patrolling the 8200 block of South Drexel Avenue initiated a stop of a male individual. The individual fled on foot, prompting officers to give chase. He entered a nearby apartment building, and the officers followed in pursuit. It was during this pursuit, in the confines of a private residence, that officers encountered a second individual reportedly aiming a rifle at them. The confrontation escalated swiftly, culminating in an exchange of gunfire that resulted in Rivera being struck by a bullet. Details remain murky, and Superintendent Snelling underscored the need for a thorough forensic analysis of the scene to determine the exact sequence of events. Ballistics evidence, surveillance footage, and body camera recordings will be pivotal in understanding whether Rivera was struck by return fire, accidental discharge, or hostile gunfire from the assailants. This ambiguity has already spurred deep concern and a heightened demand for transparency and accountability. The aftermath of the shooting revealed further complications. Following the shooting, officers made the immediate and urgent decision to transport Rivera to a hospital using a police vehicle, rather than waiting for an ambulance. In a cruel twist of fate, that vehicle was involved in a traffic collision en route to the medical facility. The crash resulted in the vehicle catching fire, introducing another harrowing chapter in an already tragic narrative. Despite the wreck, Rivera was transferred to a second vehicle and rushed to the hospital. Tragically, she succumbed to her injuries, leaving behind not only her colleagues, but a daughter who now must grow up without her mother. Another officer involved in the incident sustained a gunshot wound to the wrist. While his condition has been classified as fair and not life-threatening, the emotional and psychological impact of the event is far-reaching. The trauma of witnessing a fellow officer's death, compounded by the high-stress environment of a firefight and a subsequent vehicular fire, is likely to cast a long shadow over those present. Superintendent Snelling did not shy away from acknowledging the frequency with which officers are placed in mortal danger. "Our officer that we lost tonight, this occurs far too frequently," he stated, his voice heavy with emotion. An officer, a young officer, just 36 years old, with 4 years of service, who was diligently working in the 6th District to remove firearms from the streets and save lives. This statement speaks not only to Rivera's specific mission on that night, but also to the broader strategic efforts by law enforcement to stem the flow of illegal weapons in Chicago, a city plagued by gun violence and deeply entrenched socioeconomic divides. Snelling's plea to the public to keep Rivera's family in their thoughts was more than a rhetorical gesture. It was a sobering reminder of the human cost of public safety. Rivera was not just a badge number or a statistic. She was a mother, a daughter, and a protector who faced immense risk every day she wore her uniform. Her death underscores the fragile balance between crime prevention and officer safety, a balance that too often tips toward tragedy. In the wake of the shooting, authorities apprehended 2 individuals who had fled the apartment. Their identities have not been publicly released, pending formal charges and further investigation.